Rainbows, rainbows everywhere. Bow down and fully submit to my lifestyle, or else beware. And if you like that, I don't have any more of that left. Welcome to Christianity Out Loud, weekly word, broadcasting to you from North Brisbane. It's been a while, and there's plenty to talk about, including the birds outside who are very talkative. So excuse that sound. We've got very soon here in Australia, we will have a vote on whether there is an Indigenous voice in Parliament called The Voice. And my understanding of that, which is limited, is creating like a separate government body or entity to act on behalf of Indigenous people, Aboriginal people, First Nations people, whatever you wish to call them. And who knew that Greens Senator Lydia Thorpe quit the Greens? So either the Greens are so far radical that even she had to step off, or that she's so far radical that the Greens went, geez, you're going a little bit too far, even for us. So they're either one or the other. We got the usual rubbish going on here in Australia. The media is very quiet about our wonderful Prime Minister at the moment, all because of the particular side of the political aisle he dances on. But back to the rainbows, because that piqued my interest this week, unfortunately. And it is particularly unfortunate, I guess, if you are the New York Rangers ice hockey team. Your Sonny Bill Williams, retired rugby league, rugby union, and small-time boxer. I say small-time because he hasn't had that many fights. Or Bethany Hamilton, who was the surfer who had her arm bitten off by a tiger shark, if I'm not mistaken, when she was 13 years old. So if you're not those three, then I guess you're okay. And where this sort of piqued my interest, again, this week, as much as it pains me to talk about, but New York Rangers had their Pride Night. We've got to have Pride Nights, and we've got to have all of this. And just go read any psalm on pride if you're a Christian and figure out whether that's a good sort of mindset or attitude to have. Nonetheless, we're going to have pride everywhere. So, of course, they've plastered their absolutely everything with rainbows. But my gosh, they committed the cardinal sin of not wearing a jersey that had some sort of rainbow insignia on it. And my goodness, that is just the end of the world if you are one of these rainbow flag flying warrior activists hell-bent on taking over the world, it would seem. And of course they were eviscerated for that. I mean, my goodness, how dare you not wear a jersey that's got a rainbow on it? And hence my initial sort of monologue thing. It's just nowhere is far enough as far as they are concerned. They just want absolutely everything. And Sonny Bill Williams got himself into a little bit of strife. And of course this was reported naturally one way in the New Zealand Herald. I'll give you 3 guesses where their activism lies. Sonny Bill Williams ignites social media controversy with, yes, you guessed it, transphobic tweet. So, of course, I take that to mean he has an irrational fear of people who are trans. Because that's what the word means. Anyway, there was a doctor, not Sonny Bill Williams, another doctor, who is described here as well-known anti-trans, gender and anti-vaccination advocate, which naturally means she is neither of those things. Dr. Anastasia Maria Lupus, I'm going to guess you pronounce her surname. She said, from ages 4 to 12, I wore boys' clothes, played boys' sports, and rejected all things, quote, girly. When my brother teased me for being a girl, I even said that when I get older, I would cut my boobs off. I was not transgender. I just idolized my brother. Thank God my parents were sane, the tweet said. And he just responded with 100%. Of course, seems that he has agreed with something that was obviously so transgender. Everybody felt the need, and when I say everybody, I generally mean nobody. But of course, it gets to a greater point in a moment. You know who you are, and your world is better off for it. Anti-trans views have potential to harm LGBTIQ plus Health Australia jumped on. Someone else said, this is disappointing. I'm saying that as a girl who's now a lesbian. I had a massive deal of respect for you. I strongly urge you to listen. I'm sure there are plenty of transphobic personalities trying to find blah, 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 blah. You get the point. It's just all utterly ridiculous. And it seems that the World Surfing League is going to allow men to compete with women. Men to compete against women. The ISA updated its laws in October to state athletes who were, one of my favourite sayings so far, who are assigned male at birth. Must maintain a testosterone level and on and on. And of course it's under the guise of what? Equity, fairness, diversity, inclusion, blah, blah, blah. Now why bring this up again? Well, I'm told by others that tinfoil hat time. They're not coming for your children. Just stop with all of that. Okay. Except that the public library down in Launceston is going to hold a what? A what? Oh yeah. They're going to have a drag queen reading stories about crocodiles who wish to wear high heels and dresses to children. So tell me, again, am I mad? Am I crazy? Am I making it up? Do I need a tinfoil hat? No. No, I don't. No, I really don't. And on the back of here in Queensland, of course, where any child, quote me, under the age, something to do with the age of 16. I have to fact check myself on that. Point being, they can go and change their gender on their birth certificate without parental permission, without a doctor signing off. They could just, so I could go and change my birth certificate to say female, if I wanted. And then I guess I'm female. So there you go. Why am I saying this again? Why am I jumping up and down on this again? Well, see, it is just the total and utter degradation of what has been a civilized society. Okay? What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is you can do what you want to do. Okay? I don't care. On the one hand, I don't care. There's two different sets of conversations. You want to do what you want to do? Go do it. A child cannot consent to a number of things a child can't legally do. By child, I mean under 18, can't do a number of things legally, and for surgical and chemical treatment like we're talking about here, ought to be not allowed if you're under the age of 18. Why? Chloe Cole, go look her up. Okay? But what we have here is a real just degradation of what has been civilized society for the past, I don't know, 10,000 years. Okay? A complete obliteration of basic biological facts. And all of that's being replaced with utter nonsense. Just utter nonsense. It's mad. Okay? And where are they aiming this? Of course, it's only flowing one way. Right? It's only flowing one way. Sonny Bill's not entitled to his opinion, apparently. Bethany Hamilton's not entitled to her opinion, apparently. The New York Rangers aren't entitled to not wear a rainbow jersey, apparently. Only flows one way. Right? But they're coming for the children. Confuse a child and you have them. Okay? You can manipulate them, they're malleable. Mentally, cognitively, they're malleable, they're learning, their brains are still developing. Those connections and links, neurological, are only being formed. And we now know, really, that the brain doesn't fully form until, at least for men, until mid-20s. Arguably later. So we are making all of these decisions based on pseudoscience. Go and look at Dr. John Money if you wish to not sleep, and look at the experiments he ran on two twins who were named David and Bruce, I believe, in the 60s, 70s, something like that. If you wish, nightmarish visions, and get your bucket handy, because it's just unspeakable, the evils that man did, and I really hope he was reserved a special place in hell for that. But see, that's where they're coming. And what is our job as parents? Sensible, well-rounded parents. Our job is to protect our children from such nonsense. Our job is to tell children the truth. I've said this before. There is a very distinct difference between the way you would communicate this to a child who is 1 year old and a child who is 5 years old. The child is 1, comes out dressed as a fairy, you go, "Oh, are you a fairy?" The child comes out 5 dressed as a fairy, "Oh, you're pretending to be a fairy." Note the subtle difference. 1, they don't understand. 5, they're starting to. Develop the difference. Understand the difference between truth and reality. Does that mean you have to teach them the Bible? Well, if I had my way, but I'm not an authoritarian dictator. I just want the Christian voice kept in the public sphere. No, but what it does mean is that you have to teach that there's male and female, there's two genders, two sexes. I'm going to use those interchangeably. I mean the same thing. Okay, you can thank the postmodernists for changing definitions. I'm not playing that game anymore. Right? But the National Rugby League comes out. Right? Because they had all of their drama last year when Manly decided to wear a Pride jersey, and then decided not to wear a Pride jersey, and then did wear the Pride jersey, but several players sat out because they're Christian. Oh, the shock, the horror, the bigots. They must all be transphobic, homophobic, whatever else, phobic, arachnophobic. Why not, if we're throwing buzzwords around? And Manly didn't go on to win another game that resulted in the sacking of their coach. So, shining example of why you don't do it. But the NRL, the National Rugby League, who can't seem to get a rule change right, who can't seem to get a collective bargaining agreement with players right, who can't seem to get through to their players that maybe don't go out until 3 o'clock in the morning a week before the All-Star game and the season launched. Thank you, Jack Whiten and Latrell Mitchell, although you weren't doing anything wrong, for goodness sake. Lads, the NRL, National Rugby League, decide that no, we'll come up with a respect week. We won't have a pride round, we'll have a respect round. And what that does is that's going to respect everybody's beliefs and views. And you go, oh, for goodness sake. I mean, that's better. But arguably, whoever is in your marketing department, whoever came up with that idea, sack them. I mean, let's think about this. What is a football jersey? What's a football jersey? Since we're on sports, what's an ice hockey jersey? What is it? What is the jersey of that team represent? What does it represent? Well, it represents everybody coming together from all walks of life, from all religions, all cultures, all creeds, all races, all social classes, all jobs, all sexualities, all marriage statuses, all everything, coming together and uniting under that jersey. That's what the sporting jersey means. So, how do we make a jersey or a symbol that already represents everyone who has ever played for that club, team, franchise, past, currently playing, will play, all owners, supporters, staff, affiliates? How do we make something that is already as inclusive as you can get more inclusive? How do we make something, symbol, that represents people from every possible background? How do we make that more diverse? Beats me. You put a rainbow on it, you exclude most of the population, because like it or not, most of the population is not part of that community. And if you're going to tell me that in the year 2023 that people are still afraid to come out and be who they are, well, I would say that they have the problem, not society. Because gay marriage is allowed everywhere apart from, oh yeah, Muslim countries, where they still throw gay people off the roof, which is cruel and abhorrent and dreadful and should not occur. Spoken as a Christian. Point being, we just got to stop playing. Stop playing these games. If the Rainbow Warrior crowd is going to jump up and down and throw tantrums, then that's fine. Go over there, jump up and down, throw a tantrum. We're going to wear this jersey that is inclusive, diverse, and includes everybody already by the very nature of what it represents. And if the NRL are going to keep pushing for this, I will persist with my redemption round to be held on the Easter weekend. So we'll see how that goes. Until next week, take care. God bless.